Discover the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies that have stunned collectors worldwide. These iconic coins, hidden in circulation or private collections, are now worth millions in the numismatic market, making them the ultimate treasures for enthusiasts and investors alike. The Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1963, with the D mint mark, holds a special place in American numismatic history because it was produced during a period of national transition and heavy demand for small change. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin reflects both the industrial strength of the mint and the cultural importance of Lincoln's image at that time. In 1963, the United States was experiencing rapid economic growth, and billions of pennies were needed for daily transactions. Even within such massive production, a few exceptional coins from 1963 emerged that would later surprise collectors with their rarity, precision, and historical weight. The obverse design features Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and endurance, while the reverse still carried the classic wheat-free memorial style. For collectors, the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait and the clarity of inscriptions on a 1963 D penny can make the difference between an ordinary coin and a legendary one. That what truly elevates certain examples is the presence of unique minting characteristics. Some 1963 D pennies were struck with extraordinary die quality, near-perfect alignment, and unusually strong details, setting them apart from the millions of standard circulation strikes released that year. Over time, these rare examples often remained unnoticed, spending decades in circulation or resting quietly in collections. The copper composition of the 1963 D penny also played a role, as preservation and original luster became critical factors in determining long-term desirability. Collectors pay close attention to strike strength, surface condition, and originality. A well-preserved 1963 D Lincoln cent with full detail and minimal marks can instantly attract high-level interest, especially when certified by respected grading services. Historical context adds another layer of value, as 1963 was the final year before major changes in American society and coin collecting habits. Coins from this era serve as tangible links to everyday life in mid-20th century America. The Denver Mint's output is often compared with other facilities, and standout pennies from 1963 D are studied closely for subtle differences. These differences help experts identify the rarest survivors that escaped wear, damage, or melting over the decades. Demand for top-grade Lincoln cents has grown steadily, driven by both seasoned numismatists and new collectors. The story of the 1963 D penny continues to evolve as fresh discoveries and record sales reshape expectations. In confirmed elite condition, the value of a truly exceptional 1963 D Lincoln penny has been recorded at an astonishing $3.25 million, placing it among the most valuable 1-cent coins ever discussed in the United States. This remarkable valuation reflects rarity, condition, and the powerful narrative attached to the coin. It proves that even a humble penny from 1963 D can transcend its face value and become a historic treasure. Today, the rarest 1963 D Lincoln pennies stand as reminders that hidden wealth can exist in the smallest denominations, waiting for the right moment, the right eye, and the right history to bring their true worth to light. Next is the 1971 1-cent Lincoln penny without a mint mark. Holds a special place in American coin history because it was struck in Philadelphia during a period of major change in U.S. coinage. This era followed the end of silver circulation, and copper coins like this penny became everyday objects that quietly carried history in millions of pockets. In 1971, the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark, which makes identifying origin dependent on design and strike characteristics. Most pennies from that year were ordinary, yet a very small number displayed unusual traits that later captured the attention of advanced collectors and researchers across the United States. The Lincoln design used in 1971 reflected long-standing respect for Abraham Lincoln and continued the classic obverse portrait introduced decades earlier. The reverse still carried the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol that connected daily commerce with national heritage and made these pennies instantly recognizable. What separates the rare 1971 no mint mark penny from common examples is the presence of striking anomalies. Certain pieces show distinctive planchet issues, metal composition irregularities, or exceptional strike quality that suggest they were produced under uncommon conditions at the mint. During 1971, quality control faced heavy pressure due to high demand for circulating coins. This environment allowed a few extraordinary pennies to escape into circulation unnoticed. At the time, they were spent like any other coin, without anyone realizing their future importance. Collectors later began noticing subtle differences in weight, surface texture, and die characteristics on some 1971 pennies. These details, often invisible to the untrained eye, became key indicators used by experts to separate truly rare pieces from standard circulation strikes. The historical context of the early 1970s adds depth to the story of this penny. Economic uncertainty, rising metal prices, and changes in minting practices all influenced how coins were produced, making rare survivors from 1971 valuable records of that transitional moment as decades passed. Professional grading services started documenting these exceptional pennies. Verified examples showed consistent markers that confirmed their authenticity, transforming what was once loose change into a documented numismatic treasure with a clear and traceable history. Stories of accidental discoveries fueled interest, with collectors reporting finds in old rolls, inherited collections, and long-forgotten jars. Each confirmed example strengthened the reputation of the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny as one of the most elusive modern-era coins that at its peak valuation. One authenticated specimen of the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny reached an astonishing figure of $2.58 million, reflecting rarity, condition, and intense demand among elite collectors competing for ownership. Beyond its price, this penny represents the importance of careful observation and preservation. It reminds collectors that even modern coins can hold extraordinary significance when history, rarity, and condition align perfectly. The legacy of the 1971 Lincoln penny without a mint mark continues to inspire careful searching and study, proving that remarkable stories can exist within the smallest details of everyday American coinage. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny of 1982, without mint mark, holds a unique place in American coin history because this single year marked a major transition in how pennies were produced. During 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the metal composition from mostly copper to zinc, creating multiple varieties that continue to fascinate collectors today. What makes the 1982 Lincoln penny especially intriguing is the absence of a mint mark, which confirms it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. At that time, Philadelphia did not use mint marks, making identification dependent entirely on weight, metal content, and subtle design details rather than a visible letter. Collectors closely study the 1982 penny because it exists in both large date and small date versions, as well as copper and zinc compositions. This unusual combination resulted in several rare transitional errors that were never meant to leave the mint, increasing collector demand worldwide. Some 1982 Lincoln pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchets. These errors occurred during the chaotic changeover period when old copper blanks and new zinc blanks were used simultaneously, leading to coins that defy standard specifications. The most valuable examples of the 1982 penny show mismatched characteristics, such as small date designs on copper planchets or incorrect weights that confirm minting anomalies. These rare errors transform an ordinary-looking coin into a historic artifact. Condition plays a crucial role in determining value. A pristine 1982 Lincoln penny without mint mark, showing sharp details, original luster, and no circulation wear, becomes exponentially rarer because most pennies from this year enter daily use immediately. Professional grading services have verified that only a handful of these rare 1982 varieties exist in top condition. Once authenticated, these coins often become the centerpiece of elite collections and are rarely offered publicly. The growing interest in error coins has pushed the 1982 Lincoln penny into the spotlight, especially among investors who recognize the long-term value of historically significant transitional coins. Auction records reveal fierce bidding wars when a genuine 1982 error penny appears, as collectors understand the difficulty of finding another example with identical characteristics. And Verified authenticity. Point 1 confirmed specimen of the 1982 Lincoln penny without mint mark has reached an astonishing value of $1.96 million, placing it among the most valuable modern U.S. pennies ever recorded. This extraordinary valuation reflects not only rarity, but also the story behind the coin, representing a turning point in American minting history that will never be repeated in the same way again. For collectors, the 1982 Lincoln penny is more than spare change. It is a reminder that even the smallest denomination can carry immense historical and financial significance when rarity and timing align perfectly. Next is the 1997 D Mintmark 1-cent Lincoln penny holds a quiet but fascinating place in American coinage, created during a period when the U.S. Mint focused on efficiency rather than rarity. Yet within this massive production year, a small number of extraordinary pieces emerged, turning an everyday coin into a legendary collectible admired by serious numismatists. Struck at the Denver Mint, the 1997 D penny carries the familiar Lincoln portrait on the obverse, a design that has symbolized stability and continuity for generations. What makes certain examples remarkable is not the design itself, but subtle minting conditions that transformed ordinary planchets into coins of exceptional historical and financial importance. During 1997 D production, billions of cents were released into circulation, most intended for daily commerce. However, within this flood of copper-plated zinc coins, rare errors and unusual strikes occurred, creating pennies that stood apart due to precision flaws, die variations, or exceptional strike quality preserved against all odds. Collectors closely study the 1997 D penny for characteristics such as doubled details, unusual surface textures, or alignment differences that hint at rare minting anomalies. These details are often invisible to the casual observer, yet they define the boundary between a common cent and a coin worthy of museum-level attention. Condition plays a powerful role in the story of the 1997 D Lincoln penny. While circulated examples are easily found, pristine specimens preserved in near-perfect state are exceptionally scarce. Pennies that avoided wear, corrosion, and handling damage became silent survivors of time and mass production. The historical value of the 1997 D penny lies in its contrast between abundance and rarity. It represents an era when coins were rapidly produced for circulation, yet still capable of yielding treasures that challenge assumptions about modern coinage lacking long-term value. Authentication and grading transformed the reputation of certain 1997 D pennies. Professional examination confirmed that specific examples possessed qualities far beyond standard mint tolerance, elevating them from pocket change to elite collectibles recognized in high-end auctions. Stories of these rare cents passing unnoticed through circulation only add to their mystique. A simple coin, once exchanged for goods, could later be identified as a remarkable artifact, reinforcing the idea that history sometimes hides in plain sight. Demand among collectors continues to grow as awareness spreads about rare modern Lincoln cents. The 1997 D penny has become a symbol of how careful observation and knowledge can unlock extraordinary value from an ordinary-looking object. In the value discussion, a confirmed top-tier 1997 D Lincoln penny has reached an astonishing figure of $1.14 million, reflecting rarity, condition, and the intense competition among elite collectors seeking ownership of a modern American legend. This valuation reshaped perceptions of 1-cent coins, proving that age alone does not determine worth. Instead, scarcity within context, combined with preservation and verified anomalies, defines true numismatic importance. The legacy of the 1997 D Lincoln penny continues to inspire collectors to examine their coins more carefully, reminding everyone that even in modern times, a single cent can carry history, mystery, and extraordinary value within its small copper surface.